All right, here we are in part 2 of Binary Sleuths and Social Architects. Let's just jump right in. We're going to look at OSINT in action. Okay, so I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. I am going to read the slides verbatim and then talk about each part. So first of all, the introduction. So meet Sarah, an ethical hacker renowned for her expertise in social engineering and open source intelligence. She has been hired by a cloud service provider company, Cloud Secure, to access their cybersecurity posture, specifically targeting the CEO to identify potential vulnerabilities in the company's security policies. So consequently, as it states, she's been hired to see how their security is and start with the CEO. So here we are in this action plan, stage 1, preparation. So Sarah begins by defining her objectives clearly. Her goal is to simulate an attack on Cloud Secure's CEO, John, without causing any actual harm or data loss. She aims to demonstrate how an attacker could use OSINT to gather information and exploit human factors to gain unauthorized access to the company's systems. Collection. So Sarah starts her reconnaissance phase by gathering as much publicly available information about John and Cloud Secure as possible. She uses various OSINT techniques, including, so notice she's not just doing John, she's doing Cloud Secure. She's going to find those connections, right, that might be risk points or potential access points or data that can be used, basically, right, to discover an attack vector or attack vectors that can be used. So social media scraping. Sarah examines John's LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook profiles. She discovers posts about his speaking engagement, hobbies, and family vacations. Sounds pretty typical, doesn't it? On LinkedIn, John frequently posts about his involvement in industry conferences and shares details about his work and personal interests. So this is one of the reasons why we have to watch what we post, okay, and who we're posting it to. Sometimes those things come back to bite us. So company website and public documents. Sarah reviews Cloud Secure's official website, focusing on press releases, blog posts, news articles. Might find news outside of their site as well, right? She finds information about recent projects, partners, key personnel. She also investigates public documents like financial reports and patents. So pretty important to really do a thorough job in her data collection, okay? Advanced search techniques. Uses advanced search operators from Google. Sarah uncovers more detailed information such as John's past job roles, educational background, and articles he has authored. So now suddenly we have a lot of information about John and CloudSource, okay, to put together. And so that's where we're at. We're at stage 3. Sarah's ready to put together her work. With a wealth of information collected, Sarah organizes her findings. She creates a profile for John, highlighting key personnel and professional details that could be leveraged in a social media attack. This profile includes personal interests. So John enjoys sailing, frequently participates in regattas. Professional network. John is connected with several high-profile industry leaders and often attends tech conferences. His digital footprint. So John uses a specific email format for his business contacts and shares updates about Cloud Secure's latest innovations. And of course, this is just a small subset of what Sarah found. Okay, so she takes that information, she begins an analysis process. She starts combining it. Again, AI can be used in this process, okay, for, screen scraping, finding keywords, finding associations, etc. So analysis. Sarah analyzes the data to identify potential attack vectors. She notes that John often posts real-time updates about his activities and locations on social media, which could be used to time an attack. She also observes that John will likely respond to emails about his hobbies and professional interests. So knowing that John posts this stuff, maybe she looks at it, she finds a coffee shop that John's, constantly at, right? And she decides to attack him one-on-one, with a conversation, maybe using liking as, as an opportunity. We'll learn about that. And using these tools to create a level of trust. So that's one way she could do it. But here's how she does it. Now, at this point, we are technically moving away from OSINT. So the attack itself is not part of OSINT, okay? But Sarah is an ethical hacker. She does OSINT, she does attacks, she does, security risk analysis on companies, etc. So let's look at the attack while we're here. So planning the attack. OSINT is just the 5 main steps previously discussed, as I just said. The focus of OSINT is simply the process described. But at some point, that information will be used for an attack, which in our case is an ethical one. So armed with her analysis, Sarah devises a multi-step social engineering plan, pretexting and baiting. So Sarah decides to send John an email posing as a prominent sailing event organizer. The email invites him to a VIP networking dinner, playing on his interest in sailing and professional networking. So we're not even going to attack him from the business aspect. We're going to attack him from a personal aspect, from hobbies, from likes, etc. Right? Quid pro quo. So in the email, she offers a free ebook on advanced cloud security techniques, requiring John to click on a link to download it. Okay, now this gets kind of weird here, because what she's probably doing is using the sailing, right? Maybe, this idea of a VIP networking, right? Prominent sailing event organizer. So, consequently giving away a free ebook, she's connecting his likes with, his business, etc., to combine these things, okay? So this is just a silly kind of idea. So Sarah plans to use the information about John's upcoming conference attendance to potentially tailgate him into a secure area of the venue should the phishing attempt not yield sufficient results. So in the phishing attempt, she's just simply trying to get him to click on something. If I was doing this attack, I would definitely focus on trying to get him to click to get the free ebook, to give me his username, to set up a password. And then right away, I'm going to try that password on all of his social media sites, etc., because he might think, and this is one of those things, right, where I'll use that cheesy password that I use because I don't really care, if anybody gets in, except he uses that same cheesy password for his social media sites. And now I have the back end data, right? An attacker has the back end data, could look at, his private messages and other things that could lead to an even deeper attack, if you will. So Sarah executes her plan with meticulous attention to detail. She sends a well-crafted email ensuring it looks legitimate by using similar language and style to the sailing event organizers. So John, intrigued by the VIP dinner and the free resource, clicks on the link. The phishing page captures his login credentials, simulating a successful breach. Okay. Now, I'm not sure I would put the two together because it seems a little weird. I might have a technical company that uses a boat as its logo, to subliminally make that connection or something like that. All right? So, finally, stage 5, dissemination. Sarah, we're back to the OSINT action plan. Sarah compiles a comprehensive report detailing her methodology, her findings. By the way, she would summarize what her boundaries were, okay, what her objectives were. That step 1 would be in there as well. Findings and potential impact of the simulated attack. She presents this cloud secure executive team, emphasizes the importance of a robust social media policy, regulating, phishing awareness and stricter access controls. So the idea is, had John have been trained and then reminded, because remember, one of the biggest attack vectors is the human. It is the end user, okay? So he may not have clicked on that link. He may have done more research, figured out what does the link go to? Does it look legit by mousing over it, looking at the terminology used, even assessing, wait a minute, how did my business and my love for sailing get combined here, right? I'm not sure a lot of people would fall for it, but some will, right? In this case, this is a spear phishing attack, not just a, let me send it out to 1 million people phishing attack. It's a spear phishing attack targeting John, all right? So we'll move on to step 3 in the next video. Stick with me. I'll see you there.